Today guys, I'm doing a brake kit on the front of the Jeep. And what I have on there now is the G2 big brake kit, and I've had a set of let's see, RT off-road big brake kit that I had bought, and it goes to it'll be a 13-inch rotor with a dual piston caliper. So what we got here is these. They're 54 millimeter, I think, pistons, so there'll be two of them on each side versus the single, which is a 66 millimeter piston, but it's a single piston. And the G2 big brake kit, all it was is a larger rotor. This was a 13.5-inch rotor with a bracket, which has helped. It's definitely, I've noticed the difference in how it stopped, but I'm getting pretty thin on my brake pads, so I decided it was time to go ahead and do the upgrade to the dual piston. I'm running 38-inch tires. I'm going to keep the G2 big brake kit on the back, which is a 14.5-inch, or a 14, I think it's just a 14-inch rotor. And I stuck EBC yellow brake pads on it, which work amazing. So the only thing I wasn't happy with on the G2 big brake kit was the pads it came with. As you can see, have horrible brake dust. I mean, it's bad. It gets all over everything. So I'm hoping that this kit, it came with brake pads. I'm hoping it will be less brake dust. We'll find out. And if it's bad, then I honestly will probably find a EBC yellow in this brake pad size and put on there. I didn't have the rotors that went with the brake kit, so I found some 13-inch. These are some HD rotors for a JK, or heavy duty brake for brakes. So apparently there was two types of brakes that they put on the JK. There was a standard, which was a 12-inch rotor in the front, and then there was a 13-inch rotor. So these are going to work great for what I need. And they're vented, which I like the way these are vented better. They're vented here, and then they're vented out right here. Whereas the G2s were vented, but then it went just literally into the back, which you can't even get any air out really, because it's closed up here. Anyway guys, I'm going to take the caliper loose, take the slider off and the rotor. I'm going to put the others on, make sure that everything's going to fit right before I take my brake line loose. And yeah, my dog Shiloh is eating the box. I don't know why. Okay, we got the brake rotor and the caliper off. I'm going to show you a difference here. The original rotor, the ones I had on it, and the ones I'm putting on it. The one I'm putting on it's in the middle. So there is the original rotor. There's the one I had on it. This is the one I'm putting on it. So it's literally like a 1/4 inch maybe. But the 13 is quite a bit bigger than this OE. So I don't know, maybe these, let's see, So the OEs actually didn't even quite measure 12. They were more like 11 3/4. So yeah, that's quite a bit of difference in that. And we're going to this one. And we're going to that, which is replacing this single. So we replace a single with a double, which is not quite double the clamping force because those are 54 millimeter. The other one's 66. So say maybe 25. I expect at least 30% better, just in the size and the amount of force that'll be able to be applied. Okay guys, this is a different day. The other day when I started these brakes, we got to the point we had the old ones off, and I went to put these new ones on, and the bracket that holds the new caliper on is a different thread pattern, so it did not fit. I went ahead and found a different bolt, and the thread on these is a 14 by 2.0. There's a big difference. Here is the original bolt, and this is the new bolt. You can see the thread on the new one is definitely different. So we got these, and we got these other ones instead of these for putting on the caliper. These are a little bit longer. They're all still grade 8 hardened bolts. Anyway guys, here's where I'm at. Fixing to put the caliper on it. I got the bolts in it. Okay, we have the caliper bolted on this thing. Let me show you here. When I hold the rotor up tight against the hub, it is very close. Very close. But there is no rubbing. I mean, it's clear. So I think what I'm going to do now is move this one out of the way before I disconnect it and hook up the brake line. I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to make sure the wheel goes on here and clears all of this before I actually tear into the brake line and have to bleed the brakes. Okay, we got everything on. Got the caliper bled. Used the original line. I just had it turned to the side and with it going up. So wheel clearance is good. Got plenty of wheel clearance. That's just this one side. Now let's look at this other side. That's the original. One little bitty caliper for some 38-inch tires. Probably not the greatest. It's been stopping with the G2 big rotor kit, so it's been okay, but I'm expecting it to be quite a bit better with these. Well, let me get this other side done and we'll take it out for a drive. Alright guys, we're kind of in a back warehouse district, and we're gonna try the braking here and see how we do. Okay, so we're gonna get up about, say about 50, 40. A little bit of squeal. 50. Yeah, it's stopping good. Alright guys, tested a little back there. I got some pretty good results, I think. I'm probably going to go ahead and put a larger master cylinder, and I'm probably going to do steel braided brake lines, just for the fact of there's more caliper space, so this brake master cylinder is not pushing more fluid, it's pushing the same amount of fluid. So I think with more fluid, with it pushing more fluid, it'll push the master cylinder, or the caliper, the larger caliper, a little bit better. Not disappointed, definitely satisfied with the result. It definitely stops better. Even with the larger rotors, I couldn't get the tires to, you know, start trying to break loose with the 38s. And with these, it's right at the verge, it starts to try and break the tires. Starts to try and skid them. So we're almost getting back to that point to where we actually will be able to lock the wheels up and the ABS might actually kick in. Anyway guys, hope you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.